Yes, certainly. Good morning, Steve. Can you hear me okay?
You sound great, although your camera just turned off.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Sunday, December 4th, the eruption from Mauna Loa continues. There is currently one active fissure, which is fissure 3, and there is currently one lava flow that's active coming from fissure 3. There are no significant changes in the output of the lava in the last 24 hours. In terms of the lava flow, it is currently, as of this morning, 3.8 kilometers, or about 2.37 miles from Daniel K. Inouye Highway. Repeating that, so just about 2.4 miles from DKI at its closest point. And so, as we've been describing over the recent days, the lava flow is down on flatter ground now, and it's basically spreading out like a pancake on the flatter ground. And it's moving very slowly, kind of equilaterally around all of its edges there. The average advance rate over the last 24 hours has been measured at about 15 meters per hour, or about 50 feet per hour. So very, very slow. That's the average advance rate over the last 24 hours. So just repeating that, about 2.4 miles from DKI Highway, and a slow advance rate of about 50 feet per hour. In terms of other activity, there was an earthquake swarm beneath Mauna Loa summit this morning. Very unlikely that anybody would have felt this, but our sensors detected it. The largest event was a magnitude 2.1, but we measured a number of earthquakes beneath the summit, and basically what this indicates is that magma continues to come up into the system from the magma chamber and is being transported down to fissure 3 where it's erupting on the surface. So there was that. In terms of, so that's a summary of the activity. Because things have stabilized at this point in terms of the activity of lava coming out of fissure 3 and the gas emissions being concentrated in that area, this morning, just after 8 o'clock a.m., USGS did lower the aviation color code from red to orange. So what this means is that there's no longer a threat to regional aircraft, high altitude aircraft, commercial aircraft between the inner islands and in the region and things like that. So the red has been reduced to orange. The hazard is still significant to aviation, to local aviation, for example, aircraft flying around the vicinity of the active lava flows and the vent. And for that reason, a temporary flight restriction is still in place. So that was the change in that as activity has stabilized over the last several days. And then just to summarize and conclude, fissure 3 remains active. The one lava flow remains active. Currently 2.4 miles from DKI, 2.37, and there is no current threat to any island communities, no current threat to any island communities on any side. And that's my report. Thank you, Steve.
All right, thank you very much, David. Mayor, oh, there's the camera. Mayor Roth.
Aloha. Aloha, good morning. Last night we had a lot of traffic coming through the traffic hazard mitigation route. Yesterday, I believe we had over 4,000 vehicles taking that little bit more than 4.5 mile route. So there was some backups yesterday. And during the evenings, we asked people to plan accordingly. We're trying to see what we can do to help the flow of traffic a little bit more. I had an opportunity to go this morning about 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30. Caught the sunrise, absolutely beautiful and stunning views there this morning, as I think every morning will probably be pretty stunning. What I noticed was that during that route, many people were pulling over in the first half, which has great viewing, but the second half of the viewing or of the road actually has even better viewing. I think many people figured that they've seen it enough and they started going further. So we had a little bit of backup on the road this morning. It took about an hour to get through this morning, but still stunning views. Just realize that there's a lot of people coming, so please make some time to realize that it may take a little while getting through. but everybody seemed pretty happy and the route seemed to be going through. That's all I have at this time. Happy to take some questions.
Thank you very much, Mayor.